This is quite an occasion on Ukrainian Independence Day. What are your feelings about today's event?
I think it's just been incredibly emotional. It's been kind of bittersweet, I think, for those people who have fled Ukraine and are here now in safety and, in sanctuary. But then to have that sort of reminder of their homeland, I think has been quite overwhelming.
Are you happy with the amount of support BAMES has given to Ukrainian people who have fled to the West?
Oh, I'm absolutely delighted at how many people have come forward to offer their homes, to offer help and support, to do what they can to help people who have fled from Ukraine.
How are people settling? How do they feel about the reception they're getting here?
I feel people initially were so thankful and appreciative, and they still are. But as time is going on, there are many questions surrounding the length of their stay. For example, many have come on the Homes for Ukraine scheme, which was initially for 6 months. And there's been quite a bit of discussion with hosts, I think, about, what's the next step. So this is causing uncertainty, and some are feeling that they're really missing home now. They would like to go back, but they realise this isn't a very realistic option. So suddenly a lot of kind of uncertainty again, and I think they really need us to be reassuring them about what is the long term. And also for the families hosting, that they might begin to consider, well, actually, this isn't just a kind of short-term gesture, but more might be asked of us as families to go for the long haul with these families.
Is this something local or national government has to sort out?
Well, I imagine it would be national, but we're speaking on a local, on our experience locally dealing with the families here.
Dina, is that something you can apply pressure to?
Yes, and we're already talking to our host families about this, whether or not they can extend their hospitality for some more months, whether or not that's another 6 months or even longer. And we're also having those conversations with government ministers as well about what is what the future will look like, at least in the short term, for both families and for our guests.
Well, the hope must be for them, and certainly we are hoping the same thing, that eventually and sooner rather than later, they can go back.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, if you've been touched by any of what you've heard around Ukraine refugees, or have found yourself now in a position where you could offer your home, then please, it's not too late. Please come forward and let us know. Go through the government's website in the first instance to register your details there, and then we'll be able to match you, or the matching will then be able to take place that will put you in touch with those fleeing from Ukraine, and then we can help settle you here in Bath and North East Somerset.
Celia, that's something you'd like to see more people coming forward to help?
That would be wonderful if we see it as a sort of community-wide effort, that those who've already taken in families for these 6 months, who maybe are ready now to have some space back, that others might step forward, those who've got some room. And bearing in mind, it isn't a never-ending commitment. They can sign up for a certain period, perhaps 6 months again, I don't know. But just as long as we need to keep supporting the families so they don't feel they've just been kind of dropped as time has gone on.